No, please. Homo mother said no one should touch my hair. If you cut it, something terrible will happen. I will bless you with this child, but this blessing comes with great conditions and terrible consequences. If you ever cut this child's white hair, the forest will take her back from you immediately. I will bless you with this child, but this blessing comes with great conditions and terrible consequences. If you ever cut this child's white hair, the forest will take her back from you immediately. Hannah dropped to her knees, clutching the strange white-haired baby tightly to her chest. I swear, she cried, I swear I will never cut it. I will obey every instruction you give me, great mother of the forest. The forest spirit's eyes glowed like fireflies in the dark forest. Good, very good, she said softly. On her 18th birthday, something unexpected will happen. Only true and pure love will be able to break it. Hannah's heart began to pound. What will happen? She asked in fear. But before she could hear the answer, the spirit vanished like smoke into the air, leaving Hannah alone in the forest, holding a baby that was not born of any woman. What will happen on her 18th birthday? Hannah whispered. Stay with me, friends, and I will tell you this story. Many people in the village used to say Hannah was cursed, not because she was wicked. In fact, she had one of the purest and kindest hearts anyone had ever known. Not because she was proud, she was gentle and humble, but because after 7 long years of marriage, she still had no child. At first, her husband Obasi was patient. He held her hand at night and said, "It will happen one day. Don't worry too much, my dear wife." He prayed with her, he comforted her, but year after year passed and nothing changed. Slowly, Obasi's love turned into silence, then silence turned into anger. One night, he packed his things. "I cannot waste my life waiting for a barren woman," he said coldly. "I deserve children, a real family, one I have already found in the next village." Hannah dropped to her knees. She held his legs and begged. Even though she had known for years that he was unfaithful, she had pretended not to know, hoping one day she would finally give him a child. "Please don't leave me," she cried. "I will try anything. I will go anywhere. Please." Obasi pushed her away. "I am done," he said, and just like that, he left. From that day, Hannah became a shadow of herself. She stopped laughing. Sadness settled deep in her heart. She cried herself to sleep every night. People in the village whispered when she passed, "Poor woman, her husband left her for another." To survive, Hannah began gathering firewood in the forest and selling it. The forest became her only safe place. Every morning, she carried her rope and small cutlass. She walked deep into the forest. She cut dry wood. She tied them into bundles. Sometimes she would sit for hours, staring into the trees, whispering prayers through her tears. Then she would carry the firewood back to the village on her head and sell in the market. It was a hard life, but it kept her alive. One afternoon, after hours of cutting wood, Hannah's body could take no more. Her back ached, her feet burned, her hands trembled. She dropped her cutlass. She sat on a fallen tree. The forest was quiet, only birds and the soft sound of leaves moving. That was when the loneliness finally broke her. Tears filled her eyes. "Oh God," she whispered. She covered her face and began to cry. "I am alone in this world, full of wickedness and cruelty. I have no one to call my own." Her shoulders shook. "I wish for a child," she sobbed. "Even if I die alone, please, just let me feel what it means to be a mother once." She cried until her chest hurt. Suddenly, a strange wind passed through the trees. Hannah felt cold. She lifted her head slowly and froze. An old woman stood in front of her. She had come from nowhere. Her clothes were long and green like leaves. Her hair was silver and flowing. Her eyes were deep and calm. In her arms, she carried a baby. The baby had soft, shining white curls, skin like milk, eyes that shone like morning light. Hannah's mouth opened. "Who are you?" she whispered. The old woman smiled gently. "My name is Omiya. My name is Omiya. Dry your tears, Hannah." Hannah's heart jumped. "How do you know my name?" Omiya stepped closer. "I am the guardian spirit of this forest," she said softly. "I have heard your cries for many years." Hannah shook in fear. "I am not dreaming, am I?" Omiya shook her head. "No, child, you are awake. Open your hands." Omiya said. She slowly placed the baby in Hannah's arms. The baby was warm, real, alive. The moment Hannah touched her, her heart exploded with love. The baby smiled. Hannah gasped. "Oh my God!" Tears poured from her eyes. "She's beautiful." Omiya smiled. "Her name is Aurora," she said. "She is your answered prayer." Hannah hugged the baby tightly, tears flowing down her face. But how?" Omiya's eyes glowed softly. "Love created her. Your tears shaped her." Hannah laughed and cried at the same time. "My baby, my baby." Then Omiya's face suddenly became serious. "Hannah, listen carefully. This gift comes with a condition and a great responsibility." Hannah nodded quickly. "I will do anything, anything." Omiya gently touched Aurora's white hair. "You must never cut her white hair," she said. "Not for any reason." Hannah swallowed. "Why?" "Her life and her human form live inside that hair," Omiya said. "If her hair is ever cut, even by mistake, the forest will take her back from you immediately." Hannah hugged Aurora tightly. I swear I will never cut it." Omiya nodded, and when she turned 18, she added slowly, "Something will happen." Suddenly, sadness filled Omiya's eyes. Tears appeared in the old woman's eyes. Her body began to glow. Her form started to dissolve into light. "What will happen, great mother of the forest?" Hannah asked in fear, but Omiya was already fading. "Be prepared," her voice echoed through the forest. "Be prepared, child." Hannah fell to her knees. "Be prepared for what?" she cried. "What will happen to my child? Please, wait." But Omiya was gone. Hannah stood there shaking, holding Aurora tightly, not knowing if everything was real. The baby laughed. Hannah smiled through her tears. "You're mine now," she whispered. "No matter what happens, 18 years is a long time. We will face anything that comes together." And for the first time in many years, Hannah walked out of the forest with hope. Aurora grew faster than any child Hannah had ever seen. It felt like it was only yesterday when she was a tiny baby with soft white curls sleeping quietly in Hannah's arms. Now she was a beautiful little girl with soft white hair that shone in the sunlight like silver threads. Hannah made sure no one ever touched her hair. Not the village women, not curious children. The villagers often whispered, "What is it with this child's hair? Why does her mother guard it like her life depends on it?" But deep in Hannah's heart, she knew it did. Aurora was not like other children. Hannah never wanted to take chances. She remembered Omiya's warning every single day. And as Aurora grew older, strange things began to happen around her. One morning, Hannah woke up with a terrible fever. Her body burnt, her head ached. She was too weak to stand. She lay on the bed shaking. Aurora climbed onto the bed and touched her mother's face. "Mama, don't cry," she said softly. "You will be okay." She placed her tiny hand on Hannah's forehead. A warm, gentle light glowed from her palm. Within minutes, Hannah's fever disappeared. Her body cooled. Her strength returned. She sat up suddenly in shock. "My God," she whispered. Aurora only smiled. "You are better now, Mama." Hannah hugged her tightly, her whole body trembling. From that day, Hannah knew her child was special. But instead of joy, fear entered her heart. What will happen to her as she grows older? And as Aurora grew older, she made friends. She has 3 close friends in the village, Loretta, Dana, and Lulu. They grew up together. They laughed together. They fetched water and firewoods together. They shared secrets under the mango tree near Hannah's house. Unlike the other children, they were never afraid of Aurora's white hair. They called her our moon-haired sister. Aurora loved them deeply, and she trusted them with her whole heart. There was no jealousy, there was no bitterness, only pure friendship. One day, Aurora looked up at her mother and said calmly, "Mama, a heavy storm is coming today. We should warn the villagers to stay indoors." Hannah smiled nervously, but that afternoon, dark clouds covered the sky. Heavy rain poured down. Strong winds destroyed crops.